Hello, career exploration instructors. Just wanted to go over a few features of the Canvas grading system. There's been questions from some of you, and just want to make sure everybody has a good feel for how the grading works and some quick ways to get to it. So right when you get into Canvas here, you'll see on the right hand side there's a to-do list section, and it's going to show you how many items you have to grade for what is your why in life. So week 1, I have 3 there that are waiting. In week 2, a couple of people have submitted. Most of those were by accident. They submitted Journal 1 on day 2. So I've communicated with those students about that. But this is where you'll see what you need to do, and it's right on the Canvas homepage or dashboard. So you can always get to the dashboard with this button here. Another way to see those items is to go into your course section if you have multiple sections, or if you've cross-listed your section so that it's all in one. You can go into that and you'll see the same to-do list menu over here on the side. When you click on that, it's going to enter you directly into SpeedGrader. So that's the quickest and easiest way to get into SpeedGrader for that assignment. And here's one that was just submitted today, so it dropped me on this one. So when you get to the SpeedGrader, click on this link that they submitted, and this is the link to their journal. And this one worked really well. It put me a little bit down the page. It should drop you right here at the top of that journal number 1. If it doesn't put you in the right place, you can use this menu on the left hand side to, you can scroll over to see more of that. Click on Journal 1 and it will bookmark you directly to here. And on Journal 1 you're looking for 3 items. You can see those here in the rubric. They shared their journal access correctly for 1 point. They answered the class meeting notes for 1 point. And they answered the Find Your Why question for 1 point. So what did she learn in class? Here's where she started to write, and so she shared her journal first. There's 1 point. Here's this information, what she learned in class. There's another point, and here's her reflection on my why. A nice paragraph there. So great journal. You can enter those points in here in the rubric as 1, 1, and 1, or you can enter the 3 right here, and I've already graded this one. I want to show you a couple other examples, some things we're seeing on week 1, just to be aware of. As you click on this arrow, it's going to show you ones that aren't graded yet with an orange dot, so you can jump to those. So let me show you here with Seth. Looks like there's no submission, but it had an orange dot there. I'll look into that. Here's a student that submitted their journal, but when I click on the link they submitted, they didn't share the access with me, that share button. So what I did is I sent them a message here and said, please share access to your journal so I can grade it, and request access. That kicks back to them a request, and when they acknowledge that request and send you the access, it will notify you again that that's there and ready to go. There's one other I wanted to show you that I saw. This one, some journals came in late this week. I'm going to be pretty lenient on that because this journal process might be new for a lot of them. So, but this student only answered 1 of the questions. So she shared her journal correctly, so there's a point. And she shared what she learned in class. Gave her another point for that. But on part 2, write your reflection here, there's nothing there, so she didn't answer this question. So over here I just said, thanks Courtney, there's no response on part 2, feel free to resubmit for that extra point. And if she resubmits, she goes in and edits her journal and resubmits this, then I can give her that extra point. if she resubmits, it's going to notify me in the SpeedGrader that she has a new submission. So I don't have to remember to come back. It's going to notify me again. So another nice thing to know from this view is to jump over to the grade book. That's this button up in the upper left corner. This is going to show you just a broad view of all of your students and the grades that you've put in for their assignments. The blue color means it came in late, and the pink color means it's missing, so there's no submission there. You can get back to SpeedGrader from here. When you see one that needs to be graded, it'll have this little document. So if you find one of those, you can click on it and then use this little door and then go over to SpeedGrader through this link here. So you can get back and forth between Gradebook and SpeedGrader. There's one more way to get back to find SpeedGrader for a specific assignment, and that would be to start back at the dashboard and go directly to that assignment. So if you go into your section, into the module for that week, you can go to modules, or you can click on the number there on the home page. And when you go to the study and report assignment, there's a link directly to SpeedGrader there, and it's telling you you've graded 21 out of 24. So this gives you another link to where you can get into the grading system. But the to-do list really is the quickest way. Wanted to show you another way to get over to the gradebook. It's this grade link here in the left menu. And this takes you right to that gradebook. So I have several people who it's past the deadline of being due. I'm being lenient, like I said, but I do want them to know that they haven't gotten a score for that assignment so that it reflects accurately on their side. So what you can do is manually enter a 0 in there, and that's just going to let them know that they've missed that assignment. They can still submit it, but it's letting them know that they've gotten a 0 on it so far. Another option is at the top of the column, click on the ellipsis there, and you can set a default grade. And if you put 0 out of 3 as the default grade, then any assignment that's missing is going to get a 0. So that's a quick way to do that as well. Be cautious, because the ones that are submitted and not graded yet will also get a 0. So you want to grade everything you have first before using that default button. So that's just a couple tips about the grading process for week 1. It'll be very similar for week 2 and going on. So let me know if there's any questions. I'd be happy to meet with you and go over these features again. Thanks, everybody.